Harry was born and brought up on a dairy farm near here, and had been in the family for about 150 years. And I want to fill you in a little bit about how hay was harvested. In the good old days, that would be the time from the colonial settlers settled the country up until probably after the Civil War. Hay was harvested with a scythe. It was piled and it was pitched onto a wagon. It was taken to the barn and pitched from the wagon up into the mow where you would store it, and then it had to be pitched back to the back side of the mow. And if I just thought of this, I can remember this. When you have a big pile of hay and you're pitching it upwards, the more you pitch up, the further down you are, and the further up you have to go with it. Well, sometime after the Civil War, they developed a system of ropes and pulleys so that you could run a steel track along the peak of the barn, and it would stick out over the end about 3 or 4 feet. And you could pull your load of hay up to the end of the barn, and you had a hay fork, and there were several different versions that would grab hold of this gob of hay. And the rope would go from the top where that track stuck out, come down through a pulley, and up again, and over through a pulley, and then over to the peak. In order to change direction that often, you had to have a pulley. You had to run the rope through a device like this. So up in the peak it ran down, and then at the eave it ran down, and the eave there was at the ground level there was another pulley like this. Then you pulled it outward, and when you hooked your horse to that rope and pulled, that gob of hay went up. And when it got to the track, it would click into a latch, and it would roll, and it would go the length of the barn wherever you wanted it. From that was a trip rope. That was a smaller rope that the man went down and onto the wagon. So the man on the wagon, when there were people in the mow that pitched it back, and they would say, "Ho!" The man on the wagon would give it a sharp yank. It would all drop. Now, in those days, they harvested hay from late June way into September. So you can imagine how much hayseed blew when that hay dropped. And I got in on the last of that because that method of harvesting and putting away hay in a barn probably went from 1870 up until 1950 or 1960. So I was born in 1939, so I can remember many times when that forkful of hay dropped and this wave of dust hit you, and it had to be pitched back. Eventually, somebody came along, and many inventions came with the invention of the tractor. The tractor was devised and developed through the 30s and 40s, and that meant you could pull a heavier machine. And they had been baling hay. You know what I'm talking about, baling hay. You cram the hay into a square 3 foot by 3 foot or 2 foot by 2 foot square and compact it. And you could do that mechanically. Well, with tractors, you could run it mechanically. So then we had been baling loose hay. We would put the hay up the way I just mentioned, and it was loose and fluffy in the mow. Then during the winter, we'd pull a stationary baler up beside it, and they'd pitch the hay out, and the man would stand there and carefully feed it in. And then you had a compact cube of hay, and that's what the farmers in our area would ship to New York City to feed all the horses. So that was kind of the way it was done. But somebody came along, and it was bound to happen. Like all mechanical improvements, somebody makes a better one, and then somebody makes a better one. Eventually, somebody developed a device that could be pulled behind a tractor and gobble up the hay right out of the field and put it into bales. Then eventually those bales, one of the developments was a kicker that would throw the bales into a wagon. You pull the wagon up to the barn, and you take those bales one at a time and set them on an elevator, and they would go up into the mow and fall down. Now, he still had to mow it away. And I spent many an hour up there watching those bales go across, and when they fell, you didn't want to be in there. So what you would do is when it fell, you got it, and you carried it back and you stacked it, hoped you were gone when the next one came. And if the man on the wagon paced it right, you picked up another one and got out of the way before the next one came. I can remember being in the mow one day, and my father was in his early 60s then, and he was throwing them off the wagon, so they weren't coming too fast. He'd plop them on the thing, and one would drop, and I'd carry it back. And I can remember placing it and coming back, and another one dropped, and I picked it up, and just as I left, another one hit me and scratched my face. But what happened was a salesman came along and thought, I'll help him out. I'll hop on the wagon and I'll help him throw well. Wow, that kind of threw my pace off. But as it is in everything in agriculture, every step is a new improvement. And what happened after that was a development of a field chopper. We call it a chopper. It's a forage harvester. It was a machine that would gobble up the hay crop and chop it. And what we're doing now is we're harvesting it at a higher moisture. And you've seen these round silos on farms for probably since 1900, but that meant you harvested it when it had moisture in it, and then the weight of it would pack. And it would, what happens is it forms an acid, acetic acid, and it goes from pH of 7, which is neutral, will go to about 4, which is highly acid, but it's an organic acid, so you can put your hand in it and it won't burn you or anything, but it preserves it. So then the microbial action, the mold doesn't develop. So that's why you can put it in a silo and it will keep. Well, now, because we're doing more acres and feeding more cows, we're putting them in trenches or bunkers, we call it. So something with sides like this, and we can come in with a dump truck and dump off a load, and then we can pack it down with a tractor. The same thing happens. You've got silos, but the whole thing from the mowing to the drying to the harvesting to the delivery to the silo to scooping it up with a front-end loader and putting it into a we call it a mixer wagon, a device that will mix up the grains and the silage together and feed it off to the cows. It's all done from the tractor seat. It's not any of it done by pitching by hand. And what the ultimate result is that this, an essential part of harvesting hay for 100 years, is an antique. And I picked this one off a board of antique tools that my wife has on our screened-in porch. White pegboard, and we've got all kinds of, we've got a crane that was used in a fireplace, you swing the pot out and then you swing it over the fire. We've got a couple of them. We've got horseshoes, all the things you would find on a farm that are antiques now were essential for over 200 years, and now are antiques. And that's what this is, a genuine antique. Thank you.